name is Ayushi, and I'm currently working as a Pardot specialist with Codelio Consulting, which is a Salesforce partner firm. And today's agenda of this webinar is Pardot. Like, what is Pardot? We would be covering, and what are the benefits of Pardot? What are the features that that Pardot has? So we'll cover all these and in this webinar. And if you have any queries, you can just comment and let us know. Let me just allow a minute to share my screen. So let's get started. Parrot is now called the account engagement. We Earlier we used to call it Parrot, but now it has been renamed to account engagement. Now, how do we log in first into Parrot? Firstly, go to the URL salesforce.login. Firstly, go to the Salesforce login. And when you go, you will find one login URL to log in into Salesforce and enter your credentials. So we have a direct, plugin through which we can directly log in from Salesforce and just click on the account engagement app. If you're using a Lightning version, it will be directly, available in the app exchange box. But if you are using a classic version, then you have to go to the pi.par. URL and you will be able to log in from there. But since everybody has switched to Lightning, so mostly in cases we are using this Lightning version, Lightning app, and when you just click on it, you will be able to log in through, account engagement app. Let's go to the PPT again. So the first session is the agenda. What we would be, what topics do we cover in this session? First, we will cover the basics of account engagement, like, what is account engagement and what are the benefits of this. Then the next topic would be the data management and integration, in which we would be covering how do we import that data into Pardot, and then, how do we segregate and create lists in Pardot? How do we separate our database in that? Then we'll cover the most and the crucial part is email marketing, like how do we create, email templates in Pardot and how do we send email campaigns from it. Then we have the automations and engagement studio. What is automations and how we can, set up automations in Pardot, and the engagement studio is like, how we can create flows in Pardot to, reduce the manual tasks. Then we have the lead capture. How do we capture leads, from website, from forms, and how do we integrate that with Pardot, and how we can, use that. Then last but not the least, the reporting and the analytics which Pardot gives, and then we'll be having a Q&A session where you can ask your questions, and we'll discuss that. Moving to the next slide, what is account engagement? So, account engagement, or I can say Pardot, is a powerful, B2B marketing automation platform, which is designed by Salesforce to enhance your marketing efforts. There are a lot of marketing efforts right now, which you can automate that with, easily using these tools. And what is the purpose of it is to help businesses, manage leads, automate all your marketing tasks, and, generate, more ROI from, the team. So because you can reduce your manual tasks and automate that. What are the key features of Pardot? We have the key features are lead management. We can do email marketing. We can create different flows in which, we can decide the user specific journeys, and based on that actions, we can also already define the path of that, user. So we can create engagement studios. We can personalize the emails and landing pages using dynamic content. Then the reporting and analytics, which gives a brief view, a detailed view, which helps you analyze your efforts, and then decide on the next action what which should be taken. Then we have the CRM integration and data management. You can also integrate your Pardot with the CRM, and the data which syncs automatically from Salesforce to Pardot and via. Then we have the data management. So the first topic is the data management and integration, in which we would be covering like how Pardot stores data, or how we manage the data in Pardot. How do we upload it? How do we create lists in that? So in data segmentation, we have lists and segmentation rules. Lists are nothing but just like a container which you can use to store your database. Okay, so let's just go to the Pardot. Once you will be able to log in a dashboard, a screen like this would be visible, and you can go into the content part. Just click on the content tab. This is it. You can go into the account engagement settings and just click on the and just figure out the. Yes. So just click on the account engagement email tab, and there you will find a tab on segmentation list. Just click on the add list, and from there you can just click your, you can create your list in just few clicks. Name your list, like I am just naming it like a test, and date. Choose the folder. Folders are nothing but just to organize your folder structure and all that. So it's one of the best practice to ensure that you can maintain your folder structures. Now we have certain checkbox which we can click on it, and then use this to create our list. Then we have the, if you want to create a static list, then just simply do not click any option, and you can right away just click on the create list, and it will be created. So to create a list, you need to first create this a list, and then in the next step we would be importing some of the data into that list. So how do we do that? Just click on the account engagement settings, and there you will find one of the option called imports. And then once you click on that, we have two options. The first is the create and update prospects using the lead ID, contact ID, or the second one we have is using the email address. So Pardot creates contacts basis on, on two bases, the using the CRM ID, and the second is basically on the email. So if you are uploading some of the data that for, suppose if you have certain data for which you have contact ID or lead ID, you can upload through this option. And you want to get map it with the data in Salesforce that you already have. You don't want to create it duplicates. So the recommendation is that you can create those contacts in Pardot using the Salesforce lead or contact ID. The second option we have using the email addresses. So if you have certain email address, some maybe data that you have in Excel and just email addresses, so you can create it from there. Just click on the upload file. And in the upload file, just click on the one of the data that you have, Excel file, and just allow a second. So to upload the data, you must have, the data saved into CSV format. Then only you will be able to select the file and just click on the compliance option and click on the next button. Then in the next step, we would require to map these fields with the Pardot fields that we have in the, Excel file. So we have, these are the fields which we have in the, in Excel, and we need to map it with the Pardot fields. So it's just simply a drag and drop option. You can, map those fields. Suppose if this is the contact ID, then I would need to select, if I don't want to, I can simply click on the do not import option. If I want to map the first name of the Excel and the Pardot with the first name, so I can click on the first name. Then last name, email with the email, and the custom if we have any. So you can simply create those fields and in the Excel and map it with the Pardot fields. Once done, click on the next option and choose a campaign for from which you want to associate those contacts. Once you have selected the campaign, click on the import and add to list if you want to add them to a list. If you want to have, remove those contacts from this, you can also do that. If you want to make them, opt out from a certain list, you can also click on this option. Once you click on this, it will ask you to add, choose the list in which you want to store that data. So whatever list that we have created right now, we can select that and click on the next button. Now, in the last step, we will just click on the, option and check your, mapping before you just confirm and save. If, the data is correct, if the mapping is correct, and if it looks fine, you can simply click on the confirm and save, and the data will be uploaded into Pardot, into that particular list. I'm not uploading it right away, but yes, you can click on this option. Once you have uploaded that data, you can simply click, go and check into that list, go into the segmentation list, and the data, the number of prospects that you have imported will be shown here. After that, out of which the mailable are also would be visible here. So that's how we, import the data and create list. Now, suppose we have, if you want to store any specific data, not, all of them that are mentioned in the Excel. So what you can do is you can also create filtered list in, in Pardot. So we have different lists in account engagement. The first is the static list, just like, we have created this. The second is the dynamic list, which are automatically updated on the basis of the predefined criteria. these are the perfect for the campaigns, where the audience changes over the time based on the behavior or the data, changes. Then we have the email test list. So there are also, we can create lists that can specific for testing. Suppose if you want to send out any campaign, so before making it live, you can, create an internal list and make that campaign live only on that internal list. So you can also create that. Then we have the public list. Public list is nothing but the, the prospects which give, it will be visible over the email. So when the customers receive that email, that, visible list would be visible, in that option. So let's take an example that you want to receive emails related to only promotional and not, any kind of transactional emails. So what you can do is you can also opt out from, you can only opt out for that transactional emails, and, just click on the checkbox of that. So the public lists are used for that. And then we have the CRM visible list, which allows prospects to be assigned from a CRM. That means if you make a list, a CRM visible, that list would be visible in the Salesforce as well. So we have the suppression list. Suppression lists are nothing but this is a list that if you can use, while sending out any campaign. If you want to suppress any contacts, like if you have 10 or 20 contacts and you don't want to send that, do any email campaign to that contacts. So you can simply select that suppression list. Let's just see how we can create those lists in Pardot. We need to go into that segmentation list and then click on the add list. You can just name the list. Once you click on the list as dynamic, these are the options. So suppose if you want to use this list particularly for testing, you can simply checkbox, click on this checkbox. If you want to make this dynamic, or if you want to make this, if you want to use any filters on this, any filter data in this list, you can simply click on the dynamic list. Once you click on this dynamic checkbox, then, see the option changes to create list from, set rules. Then once you click on this, just click on the set rules option, where it will be asking you, the name should not be duplicate. So I'm just changing a bit. Set rules. Now here you can, create rules basis on which you want to store the data into the list. Click on the add new rule. We have two options, the match all and match any. So if you want, apply certain conditions, like the location should be India, and, I want some of the prospects only from the India and let's say UK. So I can click on the match all option. And if I want to store any data, particularly that should be, either from the India or from the UK, the and the or condition. So that is works like the same. So if we click on the match all condition, it works like an and addition. So if, we have certain options in Pardot, like the CRM campaign should be this, CRM status should be, contact or lead, something like that. So if if you want to create a list only on the basis of the email open, suppose if you have sent out any campaign and now you want to create a list only, the prospects who have, opened that earlier email which was sent. So you can also click on the email open in the last, engaged, has open any open or any, has not opened any in the last 5 days or something. So you can create as per as per the business requirement, as per the requirement in your organization. Then we have the prospect list. Suppose if the prospect is, particularly a part of this list or not. So we have different options to choose from. Then we can also click on add new rule. So see, like, we have the and option. Then the next criteria I want to set is that, the prospect has been emailed at least 4 times in the last 7 days. So that is how I can, I can extract my most audience, the engaged audience. If I want to apply a condition on the or basis and not and, I can simply click on the and, match any, and it will be changed to or. So either this condition will met or either this condition will met. The prospect will enter into that list. But if I click on the match all condition, so both the conditions should be met, and that only, that only when only that the prospect will be entered into that list. Once you have defined the specific criteria, click on the run rules, or you can also have a preview of, how many contacts have been entered into that list. So click on just preview, and in few minutes, you will be able to see that count. Now, the next is the email marketing and account engagement. How do we create emails in account engagement, and how do we send out those campaigns? Let's go into the email. We have a tab called account engagement email. So to create the content, you need to go to first, create the template which you want to send. So to create a template, you need to click on the add plus, email template, where it will ask you to choose, enter the name. So for example, if I'm creating a testing for this webinar, so I'll name this. Then choose the folder from which you want to all store. Click the campaign. I suggest you to, create specific campaigns on the basis of you send out your campaigns. And if you want to make, send out any campaign that includes images, buttons, text, and everything, then we would suggest you to select the HTML and the text version. And but if you want to send only the text only emails, which is just the text only, then you can click on the text part. So just click on the HTML and text template. Then the Parrot has already some of the predefined layouts which you can directly use. These are the some of the options, but if you don't want to create, select a layout, you can also skip that. But if you want to use it, you can also do that. Simple. So I'm just selecting one of the template and click on apply. Now it will give you a blank layout kind of a thing where you can just, click on this space and change the content, like welcome to my world. I'm just entering any content. If you want to, upload an image, you can also do that. If you want to change the text part, you can also create that. So this is completely editable. And if you want to make any changes, you can also see that, some of the options here. So it will the the text that you automatically changes, the HTML code is also gets changed automatically. But if you want to make changes in the HTML code, you can also you can do that. Then if you want to make any changes, just once at your let's go to the editing part and select the subject. Then if we have the content, we can do that. Then there are some of the editing options that are already there in the right hand side. Like if you want to make the text bold, you can also do that. Just simply text it, select the content and just click on the bold, italic, underline, and if you want to attach anything and make it clickable. If you want to use any image, so suppose if I want to image, then I can do that also. Just click on the image option, and you can also click on the enter the URL here. If you want to upload it, click on the upload files, and it will redirect you to the system your if you where your all the images is saved. So you can simply just use any image if you want. Right. Now I'm can use this one. Okay. This image, I can use it. So that's how I can, upload it. Then if I would need to resize it, I can also do that. So that's how you can, use that and just simply use your creative skills for to create your emails. And you can also change the color and subject line, whatever needed. Then there are certain, GDPR compliances which you need to follow. And without that, you won't be able to send out any campaigns. So, for example, if you don't give your option, prospects an option to unsubscribe from your emailing list, you won't be able, to send out any campaigns. So it's mandatory for you to add the, unsubscribe link in every email you send from Pardot. Otherwise, it will give you an error. So just click on the unsubscribe. And if you want to, make it clickable, just click on the this attach button. And once it will, so we have the default unsubscribe pages and, the preference pages, which you can directly use. But if you want to use a custom one also, you can certainly do that. Then once you add that unsubscribe button and just sync it from with the HTMLs, what happens is sync with whatever the text you have added in the HTML code, that will automatically be added in the text version here. So might be, there are some of the system which in which the people have doesn't, allow the HTML. So in that case, the text email will be going, and they will be seeing this content. So now once you have created that, email template, now you want to make it personalized for your uh now you want to make it personalized for your customers. So like how, you receive your emails. So your name is also showing. So how it happens is you can also use the merge tags for that. How we can add the merge tag is we can simply just click on the hi, and there is a box called merge field through which we can personalize our emails. So once you click on that, just click on the recipient and the first name. So it will automatically populate a certain code snippet which which will personalize all the first names, to which the the for the receivers. So for that, we can have a preview. Now, once your email is ready, now you have also added the unsubscribe link and whatever you have also added the personalization. Then just if you want to have a preview, like how it will be showing to the customer's end. So if you want to have a look at that, then you can simply go to the preview section and select that particular contact. So like this, if Amit would be receiving his name like hi Amit, and this will be the content that will be showing will be visible to them. Then once you have also checked, now tested, now simply just if you want to receive it, I'll just save this first. Now you have created the email template. You have also added the unsubscribe link and the, the preference link, whatever you want to add. Then we have the, now you want to make, do the testing part. For testing, we can all directly send it to a test list. You can create a list and, a static list where you can enter the, the contacts or some of the contacts on which you want to send out any campaign, or from which you want to get approval from. And if you want to make a single test email, so you can also say, add that email ID and click on the send to individual emails. So if that contacts is particular residing in the, in the Pardot, then it will be sent to him. Right now, this contact is not there. That is why it's showing. Then we have the sending. So now you have tested it. Now you have got receive, approval from your team. Now how, from which ID you will be sending this. So for sending, we have certain users. You can send it from a name and the email. So you can also select that. Only condition is that the domain which you are sending should, or should be configured in the email sending domain. Then only you will be able to send them. Otherwise, if you want to, send it from a specific users, a Pardot user, so all the Pardot users will be showing to him. If I want to send this campaign from my email ID, so I can do that. Now the custom reply to address, if I want to, receive the replies on particularly this email ID, I can also select that. Then we have the subject line. You can check that and click on the save draft and publish to template. Now this is the email template that we have created. Now the second step would be how to send out this campaign to, to the list that you have created. So to send out this email campaign, you can simply click on the account engagement email and click on the send. Now click on the send new list email. Again, just name it. You can also directly, create the send email, but we would not recommend you that, because if you want to, make a template and then send it, so you can also make changes to that. So it will be good for the records purposes. You can simply click on the engage and click on the save button. Then it will ask you to choose the templates that you have created. So whatever, the template which I have created right now, it will be visible to me. So that, and click on the apply button. Now once you have created, and you can all the details, the subject line, the sending, and all the testing, it will be the same, but you can also do testing at your end. Then we have a additional tab here called sending, in which it will ask you to choose the list also. So that option, was not there in the email templates. So from here, you can select that list from which you want to make the email campaign live. Once you have clicked on this, choose on selected, and this is the suppression list which I was talking about. So suppose there are some of the contacts, that are present into this list, and but you don't want to send them, this campaign. So what you can do is you can create a different list and use it for the suppression purposes. So when you will just send this campaign, this particular email campaign will not be received to them. Then you can check the sender and the custom reply to details. And here are some of the completion actions which you can take. Like suppose, if a particular prospect has opened that email, what do you want to do that? Suppose a particular clicks on this email, and if that unsubscribe, so we can, define certain actions to that, if a particular prospect maybe unsubscribe that email, so that, maybe can add it this particular list. So you can also maintain that, list, and click on the save. Now, Once you have added all the important details to send out this email campaign, you have two options to make this live. One is the send now, which will allow you to send this campaign immediately. And the second one is we have a schedule. If you want to schedule this campaign, it will ask you to choose the date and the time on which you particular, at the specific time you want to make this campaign live. So it's just click on the timing and click on the schedule button. So once the campaign is live and scheduled, you can see that campaign under the schedule tab and it will be visible to you here. Let's just go to the tab. So we have the email marketing in account engagement, which we have seen like how do we create that emails and how do we, make that live onto particular list. We can also, add these emails in the account, in the engagement studio. We can send, this was a single send, but if you want to make a journey and send, those email campaigns from it, you can also certainly do that. We'll see how, in the engagement studio, how we will do that. Then we have the personalization. What are the merge fields that we use and how do we apply that? And once we send out any campaign, what are the tracking and analytics we can expect, after sending a campaign? So here are some of the email marketing best practices that we should follow. And I've, gathered some to just, to make you guys know. Like if you want to, do the best email marketing and if you want to benefit from Pardot, email marketing, you should always have that compelling subject lines. So, the open rates must be, can be boosted. Then you can also use a personalized content. This was the first name, but you can, personalize any field that you want. Suppose if I want to make it, any number, if I want to make any age, something like that. If you want to personalize any field, you can certainly create a field in Pardot, import the data into that, and use that field into the merge, as a merge tag in your email templates. Not only email template, but you can also use that in the landing pages as well. Then we have the compliance, like we see, as per the regulations, it is mandatory to use the unsubscribe, and it is mandatory to provide the customers to unsubscribe option as per the can spam rule. Then we have we should always maintain the list hygiene. So it always a best practice to regularly clean and update your email list, to avoid the bounces and the spam complaints. So you should make sure that the content is not duplicated, and it should not include the spammy words. So if your IP's, reputation is good and you are not using any spam keywords, yeah, then definitely your email will be, go to the inbox only and not any spam box. Then we have the metrics. We can track the open rates, click-through rates, and other key metrics to refine our email strategies. We should always, use the reporting part and gathers those analytics, and basis on the analytics that we have captured, we can also use that for our further email marketing practice. Then we have the next is the personalization and the dynamic content. Personalization and dynamic content, which are the essential for any, creating any engaging or relevant email experiences. So personalization involves, the tailoring, creating any emails to as per the individual's recipient, data that we have, such as their name, company, or any their past interactions. So this can, help you significantly increase and, make the content feel more relevant to them. Then after that, we have the dynamic content blocks. What is the difference between the personalization and the dynamic content is that suppose, an email might show some of the different sections basis on the user behavior. So in the personalization, you only personalize the field or a word. But in the dynamic content block, you can personalize the whole content block. such as a section for the, the subscribers. So for example, let's say a person has, visited your blog, and now you want to make it, personalized for every prospect, like who has visited that. So you can also do that. You can use the images if if you want to make sure that a prospect who has particularly belong from this industry, image should be visible to this image should be visible to them. And if a prospect is belong from a different industry, then you can also use this next, a different image. So that's how you can use the dynamic content blocks for the personalization. Then we have the automations and the engagement studio. Automations and engagement studios are the tools that are designed to streamline and to enhance your marketing efforts. Through automations, you can simply reduce your manual tasks, and you can set up your rules and triggers that are automatically execute tasks, such as sending up any follow-up email. Suppose you are sending out any marketing promotional emails, and now you want your sales team to be, should that a follow-up email should be sent after every 3 days. So you can also automate this task so that you do not miss any, and then update the prospects data based on that predefined criteria. How do we create the automation rules and the engagement studio? Let's see. So to create the automations, we have a separate tab called automations. To create automations, we have different, automations we can set up. We can create automation rules, which are, dynamically live. So we do not, need to, it is not time specific. Suppose if we have created any automation rule, like, if, anybody has registered, or maybe comes, maybe has clicked on our email, so that should be automatically entered into that specific list. Okay, so what I want is any prospect who has clicked on the contact us button, or any who has filled up the contact us form, should be a part of this contact list. So what I can do is I can simply create an automation rule, where click plus automation rule, click on the name, and simple rules, just like we discussed in the while creating the dynamic list. So you need to simply also create the rules for it. So let's say that the part prospect form, whatever form I'm using, the contact us was completed successfully. So if that form has been, if that prospect has filled up this particular form, then in the action step, I can define that he should be a part of this list. I can also choose that list. I can name that and simply choose selected. So once I click on that create automation rule, and once I've created that, it is in the right now, it is in the pause state. So if I want to make it live, we can simply click on the resume button, and it will be live. So you do not need to, every time just simply, manually collect the data, but it will be automatically added into the list. Then the second is a very interesting one, the engagement studio, in which we can create flows. We can also create the user specific journeys based on that actions, what user has, clicked, what user has opened our email. So based on that actions, we can define the next action. So that helps really to, create the journeys. To create the journey, just click on the engagement studio and name your automation. Then the recipient list on which you want to make this engagement studio live. So simply just click on the recipient list. And if you want to suppress this engagement studio, you don't want to make it live for any specific audience, you can also click the suppression list. Then it will ask you to select the business days. Suppose if you do not want your customers to send any email or any, do any activity on Saturdays and Sundays. So what you can do is simply click on the Monday to Friday, and this engagement studio will make sure that, the emails will be received only from Monday to Friday. And from if you also want, do not want to send any emails at night, so you can also select the custom timings, then the time zone, and click on the save. Now, this from start to end, we can define our whole journey. Click on this plus button, and then we have three options to, to create our flow. The first is we have actions. If we want to do something, suppose if we want to send any email campaign, or if you want to select, want to add them to a particular Salesforce campaign, if you want to adjust score on them, want to change something field, or you want to remove them from a list. So if you want to do a certain action on that prospect, you can also, you can simply click on the send action and select that prospect. Then now we have triggers. Triggers is basically for an event, like, to check something. Now I have sent the email. Okay, now I want to check whether this prospect has particularly opened my email or not. So what I can do is I can use the triggers to check whether my email has been opened or not. So email is open, it will ask you to select the email and how many days, for which you want to evaluate that. So suppose if I want to evaluate that for the next 2 days, so I can simply add the number of days. And if I want to, wait for 2 days and, before the next step should be taken, then I can also click on the wait option and then click on this. Now, if my email has been open, then I want to do a certain action to them. Then I want to send any, other email, for example. You can completely customize this flow as per your requirement. This is just for the testing purposes. So I'm just selecting this and click on this. And if your prospect has not opened any email in the next 2 days, what you can do is you can simply send a different email, maybe a reminder email, or maybe you want to notify them from, then a certain user, you can also do that. Now the next we have is rules. Rules are nothing but to evaluate your, but to check the status. For example, I want to check, before sending out any campaign, that the location is this or not. So what I can do is I can go to the prospect default field or any custom field or any campaign, if a prospect is a part of this campaign or not, if a campaign status is this or not, what is the Salesforce status. So I can use this fields, if the prospect default field is, let's say city, contains, or if you want to use is like, is Delhi. If you want to add any more conditions to it and or not, you can also do that. And the prospect campaign is this. So right now, these both conditions should be met. Then only, the next email campaign should be sent to them. So that's how you can, you can create flows basis on the action triggers and the rules that we have in Pardot. You can create as long many, but the maximum steps that we can create in Pardot is 300. So more than that, it won't allow you. But yes, you can simply create your journeys and based on your users' behavior and how they have checked. So that's how you can utilize the engagement studio feature and the automation rules. The next we have is the lead capture. Now, how do we capture leads into Pardot? We can, lead capture is basically efficient for you to gather and manage, potential customer information through custom forms. Suppose if if your uh, prospects, if you want to send any emails to specific prospects who are, interested in your this particular web page on your website. So what you can do is you can also, do that. Then we have these tools allow you to integrate the seamlessly with your marketing campaigns and allow you to collect the details like names and, email address from them, so that you can use that data further for your email marketing practice. What are the key features of this? You can integrate your data using the custom forms. What, uh, wha- what you can do is simply, create a form in Pardot and place that form into your web page. So it will automatically, once you create a form, it will automatically generate a code and then you can place it on the website. The next option we have, we can also directly create landing pages and, make that landing pages live on our website. So anybody, who comes into that and filled up that form, maybe if you can use Pardot form, so that particular lead can also, be automatically get into Pardot also. Then the third, we have the form handlers. So form handlers use in such scenario like, if a company is already, has already created a form, but you also want to capture those leads who has filled up that form. So what you can do is you can also integrate that third party form with your Pardot using the form handlers. So it will help you to get those leads into directly into Pardot, and then you can use that leads for the email marketing. How do we create that leads and engage, the engagement studios? Simply just go to the engagement studio. When you go into the content tab, there are certain options that are available on the left hand side, the forms, form handlers, and you can, to simply create a form, you can click on the add form and you can simply create a form. Click on the add form. We are not using any predefined one. Just name the form. It will not be visible to your customers. It will be on, just, for your internal reference. So click on the folder, tracker domain. Tracker domain is something on which you want to host this, on which you want to host your images or any form. So that how, suppose if you make any landing pages or form, so in that URL, the instead of showing the go.pardo.com, it will be visible as go.codlio.com. So that looks nice when you make your landing pages live and use any third party form. Then we have the campaigns and click on the next. Sorry, the name is just used already. Now the next we have is fields. What fields you want to add into your Pardot form? So first name, last name, company, and email are already default. You can also remove that. But if you want to add anything, you can also simply label that. Suppose if we want to add the phone number. So I'm adding this as phone number. On which field you want to, store that data, you can simply select that from phone. Then we have the type. We have different data types in Pardot. If the particular phone number is as it is numbers, it is in numbers, so we can also include the text because it accepts both number and letters. Then we have the checkbox, date, drop down option if you want any field on that. Then we have the data format. If you want to make this field as required, you can also click on the checkbook. But if you don't want to make this mandatory for your customers, you can simply uncheck this. Then we have the advanced values. If you want to display any error message, suppose if a prospects come to this form and has not, filled up this particular field, then this error message will be shown. Then click on the save button. Once you have created the fields, now you want to define the look and the feel of your form. Like, a logo should be all, visible, a text should be, so to define that look and feel, there are certain options. You can also simply add the text. You can simply also edit the text part, make it font size 14, and just change the style. Then below form styles, if you want to make any specific changes to the, any font size, font family, color, alignment. So just you can use your, it's like a blank canvas and you can use your creative minds to create your forms. Then we have the look and layout template also. You can also create a layout template in Pardot. So it that nothing in was just an like an HTML code where you can just simply select that and that layout, that design would be, visible to them. Then click on the next. If you want to make any thank you content, like, if a particular prospect has filled up this form, what next action should be visible? So thank you for submitting. Action, add to that list, and particularly into that, you can also select some certain completion actions on that. Then we have the next, and check your details before, creating any form. And once you click on the confirm and save, it will automatically be created. How does a form that is already created is showing is, let me give an example. We have already created this form. And if there is a online button that is visible to you, so you can check that, how does your form is looking right now. And then once your form is ready, you can simply click on the view HTML code and ask your website team to add this, to place this code on the website page. So once it will be added to the website page, you will be able to capture all those leads into Pardot. That's how forms work. But if you want to make it form handler, Pardot form handler also works like, also creates, works like same in like, just like the forms. You need to simply add the details and actions. Click on the campaign and the tracker domain. Success location means if you want to redirect to a different page and add add a specific URL, you can also do that. Error location and the completion action. So once you click on that, the form is automatically created. I'll just select your option. So once you click on that, a form handler will automatically create it, and then simply just go into that and check the view form handler code and ask the website team to action. So we were on the form handlers part. So when we create any form handler, just ask your website team to add this form action code and place it on the website, and then, you can simply click on. You will be able to capture those leads from any third party form. Now let's see how do we create the email landing pages in Pardot. Landing pages. Click on the landing page, name campaign. I'm just selecting it right now, internal. If you want to, make any customized URL, you can simply add the vanity URL, but I'm not skipping this right now. Now, which do you want to place, use any form on this particular landing page, or do you want to create a form, new form? And if you don't want to use any form, you can simply click on the no form and click on the next. Then it will ask you to some of the of the predefined layouts if you want to use, or any you have created earlier. So yeah, it will ask, give you to all the options. Then we have the confirm and save. So once you confirm and save, then our landing pages will automatically be created. So all you need to do is you can just need to create a layout, and you can use that layout for your forms and landing pages both as well, and then it will be visible. The last but not the least is the reporting part. How do we check the reporting of this, of the email campaigns that we have sent? So to get that email reporting, we have the account engagement reports. We have some of the default option. You can simply click on the account engagement reports. Then simply select the emails, the list emails you have sent. It will also give you an overview here, but if you want to get the detailed reporting, you can simply click on that, and it will show you all the reporting, how many delivery rate, how much open rate, and all the any click through report, and who, which prospect has opened. It will also give you that detail kind of thing. So total sent was 77, total delivered, unique opens, and total clicks if you have got any clicks on that. But if you want to get more details, then you can simply click on the that number, and it will redirect you to all the prospects who have clicked on that. So these prospects have clicked on the link, and you can simply export this list by simply clicking on the CSV export. So that's how Pardot gives you all the reporting, and that was a brief of the Pardot, which covers the basic features of Pardot. The next is the Q&A session. If you have any questions, you can simply let us know. You can simply comment also, and one of will reach out to you and definitely try to answer that. So we have also planned for the part 2 session, where we would be covering the details in depth of Pardot. This covers the basics of it, but in case if you want to we'll definitely notify you that. So thank you all for joining.